3:20 a.m., take 8. People can't not interrupt. So here we go. Let's see how far this goes. It was 1 minute and 20 seconds last time. Fake star is a hoax. There's a hypothetical planet waiting to be observed in the direction of Orion within the next 6 to 8 weeks. Cannot say definitively yet either way. I'd like someone to tell me, post, where did this story come from about Orion sometime in the near future, and why is it always a vague reference? It's supposed to be NASA, but I can't find any references to it. I'm sure there is one. I want to see the original reference. It might even be Mike Brown. I don't know. Next, RS posts this. Isaiah chapter 24 says, the earth shall fall and rise no more. It shall stagger, wobble like a drunkard, and be shaken like a tent in a storm. The earth shall be moved exceedingly. What could cause these earth troubles? An external gravity force from an object entering our solar system? Ought we just tear out the Bible page then? So your false equivalency here is that if this is proven wrong, or if it's absolutely not true, because it is absolutely not true, then you're saying that I'm going to claim that we should tear out a Bible page. Isaiah chapter 24, the earth shall fall and rise no more. That sentence in English, translated from the Koine Greek, Aramaic, and Hebrew, and who knows what else, has gone through a game of telephone, so it says literally that the earth shall rise and fall no more. It shall have no more tremors and tremblers. It shall stagger and wobble like a drunkard, be shaken like a tent in a storm. This is now contradicting the original statement. The earth shall be moved exceedingly. That's kind of vague too. What calls these earth troubles? Someone interpreting that as indicating the entire earth is going to have troubles. The total gravitational pull and distortion caused by all of the other planets orbiting the sun has the effect of altering the Earth's tides compared to the moon and the sun by 1/10 of a millimeter out of 20 feet in some areas. And you want me to decide that something that would be, according to everybody's statement, smaller than the largest planet orbiting the sun coming into our solar system would cause this many effects on the Earth? Well, it ought to. Why should it? That is an irrational set of statements based on you interpreting something that's been reinterpreted and retranslated dozens of times, that was written originally by oral retellings from 300 BC to 300 AD, and is somehow supposed to be, in English language, in your hands, the Word of God and inerrant, when even the statement you've given me self-contradicts. And I'm supposed to listen to this from someone saying, this is an authoritative book on a subject, instead of getting a really powerful telescope and finding out that the planets orbit the sun instead of it being some other thing. The word planet means wanderer, meaning they were stars that wandered. They did not understand why they appeared to go this way, go into retrograde, and then move again. People did not understand that the Earth orbited the sun at one time. They understood the Earth is round, though, because once people started going onto the sea, they realized it had to be around. It was the only explanation for what they were seeing as far as things falling over the edge of the earth, as they say, going over the horizon. We have understood many, many things for thousands of years now, and you're throwing this out because you're deliberately, almost painfully, misinterpreting a section from the Bible that I'm not even sure you're quoting directly. And again, it is a retelling of a retelling of a retelling of an oral history, of an oral story. What were these stories for? Let's do David and Goliath. You have some horrible thing happen, or everybody's being put upon by something, and a hero rises from the population and solves this. These are the classic heroism stories that the Bible contains. But let's ignore that and try to play Scrabble with numerology, and let's misinterpret things so it fits some narrative from some story that was originally told, literally originally told, by a mentally ill person on a web board. RS. That is where this story comes from. It comes from the mind of a mentally ill woman who wants to make herself feel special because she hears voices. Do you understand at all how sad it is that you're doing this? Do you understand that if there is a God, I'm an atheist, I don't believe there's a God, and I'm starting to wonder if any of the people posting this do, that if you, I'm sorry, but any God that would listen to someone literally misquote something for personal gain or for vanity, or for desire to become important. If this was actually the Word of God, which again I'm saying that this has gone through too many changes to actually be the Word of God. If you really truly believe this is a Word of God, you're damned. Cease doing this for the rest of your life. Go learn Cone Greek, Aramaic, and Hebrew. I can translate it, but then again, it's like me translating code from one computer to another. That I can do it, but I'm not an expert. Other experts have done this, and they don't agree with you. And most people who read this don't agree with you. This is a very personal revelation you've made to yourself based on, again, on some mentally ill person at one time, and several people who were selling books so that they could get a cult following. You're literally practicing a self-deception to make yourself part of, effectively, literally, a cult of insanity. This is deplorable. And technically, it's blasphemy. It doesn't affect me. I mean, the world will still orbit and rotate on its axis. And also, please understand that most of the prophecies that are attributed to the Bible were supposed to happen within a couple of generations. They didn't come true. The Bible is not inerrant, and you aren't either. And praying away the failure on your part isn't going to fix it. Now let's see who interrupts me next. Next one. Call it geoengineering and maybe you'll grasp what the heck they're up to with contrails and chemtrails. From BTT. Not the BTT me and my other friends on YouTube know about. No, it's not geoengineering. You make these assertions like these are hand waves, like they can, these aren't the droids you're looking for. You have to post some form of at least, if not proof, which none of you are able to do, without finding out that it's been lied about or faked, usually by yourselves. You have to make these assertions fit reality. This is like claiming the Earth is flat and everything orbits it when it can't, because what we see in the sky doesn't match up with it. And people just ignore that and just keep repeating the Earth is flat, because they're being obstinate. They're little children. Nothing you have proves that geoengineering is happening that way. Also, I have personal experience with a bunch of other people trying to find out if anything suspicious is coming out of jet aircraft, and it wasn't. You can decide, well, we didn't cover all of them. You have to find one airplane putting out something dangerous that isn't a faked hoax story, and not come up with some bullcrap story about, oh, they faked that to make us look bad. No, nobody faked it to make any of you guys look bad on that side of this ideological weirdness, where you're trying to keep this myth alive so you can, for whatever purpose. Those were things said by you guys and done by you guys to fake a story. This geoengineering and chemtrail idea came out originally as a way to sell books. It was a way to create a following on the net. It's pathetic. He also posted this. You said I'm a fool and a liar. Well, it's not very charitable, but let's tear that apart. If you're saying I'm a fool, then I really believe what I'm saying and I'm just wrong. And if you're saying I'm a liar, I'm not a fool because I know dang good and well I'm lying. Me saying that chemtrails don't exist doesn't make me a fool or a liar. It just means I'm disagreeing with you, and I can prove what I'm saying. Next, you're really incompetent when it comes to posting comments with links. You jammed them all together to where it became weathermodification.com jammed together with a video link and another video link. And then the word take. Hit enter, a spacebar once in a while. Put some punctuation in here. At least you don't caps lock everything. But anyway, you say, take a look at the sky with your eyes and tell me you've never seen chemtrails distributed above your head. I haven't. You're misinterpreting things on purpose because you don't want to let go of this idea. They can't all be chemtrails. And claiming some persist, some don't. Okay, and then you say, these people have been spraying, dumping aerosols all over since the 1950s. The original claim was the 1980s. Then all of you found out that all of us could dig up pictures and even movies that included contrails in the background from before then, all the way back to the 1940s. And it really bothers you that we can go back even further before jet aircraft were used, and it comes off of prop planes too. You're aware of this, so you're just hedging bets. You are disingenuously posting this, and you're calling me a shithead. You're not doing this in self-righteous indignation. You're doing this because I am having an effect on people. And more importantly, I may be having an effect on you, but you're not going to acknowledge it. you suffer from persistent argumentative disorder, and you've been served. Next. Just until 2012. Yes, this is a person who believed in the end of the world was going to happen in 2012. That's the only reason people use 2012 in any of their channel names. You weren't born in 2012. You look too old, apparently. Here, anyway. You're quick to dismiss the abilities of earlier civilizations' astronomy prowess. No, I'm not. I'm quick to dismiss everybody misinterpreting these sorts of things and lying badly. And like Stitchin did, literally not misinterpreting, but just flat out making up crap in Babylonian, hoping nobody would go look it up. He lied. He got caught. No skin off of his nose. He'll just keep repeating the lie. And people keep wanting to believe this stuff because they want to believe in ancient aliens. I'm going to get to that in a minute because you brought this up. I'd like to see you debunk the Dogon tribe. Okay. Here we go. This has been covered enough times that I didn't think I'd have to do this, but if anybody wants to, here we go. This will be the Dogon tribe video. Let's see if I can get it down to 5 minutes. And let's see how long it takes for somebody to interrupt me. The errors in Dogon beliefs. They believed that the number of moons of Jupiter was a certain number, and they were wrong. They said Saturn was the furthest planet from the Sun when it isn't, and the only planet with rings when it's not. Their main claim of a red dwarf star orbiting around Sirius as Sirius C, or B, depending on who you hear the story from, if it was ever discovered, because it's never been discovered. Because it wasn't. The claim made was that there's a third one. It's a 3-star system. It's not. A more recent study using advanced infrared imaging, because it's in our best interest to do this, concluded that the probability of the existence of a triple-star system for Sirius is very low. It's not completely ruled out because the region within 5 AU, astronomical units, of Sirius A had not been covered. And though they do speak of Sigu Tolo, which is what is claimed to be Sirius in Dogon when it may not be, we'll get to that in a minute, they disagree completely with each other as to which star it's meant. For some of them, it's referring to Venus. Though in a different position, appears as Sigu Tolo. To others, it's an invisible star that should rise to announce the Sigu, or festival, which is where the name comes from. It's a festival star. It's probably Venus they're talking about. But all agree that they learned about the star from a French anthropologist, Marcel Griaule. We'll just call him MG. From 1931 to 1956, while going through appropriate steps for acquiring knowledge according to other people. And these accounts are based on an interview with one person primarily through an interpreter. But the Dogon may have had contact with astronomers based in the Dogon territory during a 5-week expedition led by Henry Alexandre Deslars to study a solar eclipse in 1893, 38 years before the anthropologist Griaule, MG, began his study of the Dogon people in 1931. And by 1946, no anthropologist made any claim of being told about any of these stories by the Dogon. In 1976, 30 years after the Wiseman's claims about this, the mystery comes to public attention in a popular alien contact book that explained away their deities 6 years after Sirius B had actually been photographed with a large telescope in 1970. Coinkydink. Afrocentrists, black supremacists, on the other hand, claim that the Dogon could see Sirius B because they have more melanin in their eyes. No Dogon outside the circles of the informants to that original astronomer or anthropologist have ever said anything about Sigotulu or any of the other things. Most importantly, no one even within that group have ever heard of or understood Sirius was a double star or a triple. The claims are discredited by the Dogon. And they have been for a very long time. This was in the 40s, by the way. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and good luck with all of that.